Hey, Rumble World Entertainment, and we have a big update regarding the Blade Runner 2099 limited series that's coming to Prime. Yeah, to be honest with you, I also keep forgetting that this thing is actually happening. And it's been a while since we've heard anything. The last thing we heard about it, that Michelle Yeoh was going to be cast in it. But we have now at least a year that it's coming out, and it's set to come out next year. Now, they don't give an exact specific date, but it is confirmed to be coming out next year, and that's coming from within Amazon Prime itself. Now, this article does say one thing that makes no real sense, but we'll talk about it when we get to it, because it's just like weird the way it gets said, and then what they followed up with is like, okay, that doesn't really make sense. But here is the article saying, Prime Video's Blade Runner 2099, the limited series follow-up to Blade Runner 2049, is set to debut in 2026. Now, just before I go on, that I think is the first time that it's actually been 100% confirmed that this is a direct sequel to that movie. So I think there was a lot of questions as to whether or not this was going to be like its own thing, or whether it is an actual part of the first two movies. And now that seems to be confirmed that yes, it is actually following on from the movie. So it's saying anyway, the update came from Laura Lanchester, head of, wait to hear this title, US SVOD TV development and series co-productions at Amazon MGM Studios. Say that 3 times fast, holy hell. So, in an internal memo announcing executive promotions as confirmed by Deadline. So that's where this comes from. It seems to be that they were announcing promotions for reasons, and it confirmed that the movie was coming out, or the show was to come out next year. So Michelle Yeoh will star in Blade Runner 2099. Now this is where it gets funny with what they say here to then what the next part says. While her role is being kept under wraps, it's likely she'll play a Blade Runner, similar to Harrison Ford's Deckard in the original Blade Runner 1982 and Ryan Gosling's K in Blade Runner 2049. Another possibility is that Yeoh portrays a replicant who turns investigator, a twist on the franchise's usual perspective. Now, here's the funny part, because it just said there, her role is being kept under wraps, so they don't know who or what she's playing. And then it says this, the series is set 50 years after the events of the 2017 film, placing the story in the year 2099. Like its predecessors, the show is expected to explore the lines between humans and replicants, with Yeoh's character uncovering unsettling truths during her investigation. What investigation? We don't even know who or what she's playing yet. You literally just said it's possible that she's going to be playing a Blade Runner, or she could actually play a replicant or whatnot. And then you're saying it's going to be about her uncovering unsettling truths during her investigation. It's like, that doesn't really match up with saying we don't know anything about her role, but it's this. I just think that's weird. And all likelihood is she's playing a Blade Runner, because I'm pretty sure the Hunter Schafer, the trans actress, I'm pretty sure they've already said that that thing is playing a replicant. So, bleh. But it's saying anyway, the cast also includes Hunter Schafer, Tom Burke, Lewis Gribben, Will Coben, and Hugo Hamlet. So Blade Runner 2099 continues the legacy that began with Ridley Scott's 1982 film, based on Philip K. Dick's 1968 novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Denis Villeneuve directed the sequel Blade Runner 2049, which starred Gosling and Ford, and absolutely bombed at the box office and was an absolute garbage movie. The franchise is being defined by its mix of sci-fi noir, philosophical questions about identity, and futuristic dystopian visuals. The Prime Video series is set to carry that tradition into a new era, and I love how they say it's going to be about defining the sci-fi noir, but the philosophical questions about identity, because that's the moment you're going to get all the weirdos jumping online saying Blade Runner was always queer coded. That's what you're going to start seeing, because they seem to be doing that about everything. There's obviously a lot of questions still to be asked. You know, will this show work? It could very well work, but from everything we're seeing and hearing already, it's like, yeah, this thing's probably destined to just be another DEI filled garbage fest that's not worth anything. Again, keep in mind, and we always have to discuss this, the original Blade Runner was a flop at the box office. It was hated when it came out. It was only in its later years that it started getting all this traction and people actually started enjoying it. It wasn't in the cinema that happened. It was when it came out on VHS and then DVDs and whatnot. And of course, all the different versions came out. The director's cut, the definitive cut, the ultra mega can't believe it wasn't a cut. All of that stuff is where it really became popular. Then of course, Blade 2049 came out. Blade Runner 2049 came out and was a disaster. And unlike Blade Runner, it's not getting the same love. People aren't going back and rewatching it and going, actually, we misjudged this thing. No, it's still an unbelievably slow bird pile of shit. That was an insult to the very eyes that we watched upon. So I don't see all that much excitement about this show, especially being the fact that Ridley Scott is involved. Well, he's probably involved in name only. He's in here as an executive producer, so that probably means nothing. The fact that people will say, of course, it's female led because DEI, modern day woke bullshit, has to be that crap. And of course that Hunter Schafer is in here, which a lot of people, as soon as that thing's name was announced, they were like, oh god, really? We're going in this direction with this stuff? And yeah, the fact that they're talking already about, oh, you know, it's gonna push, or how the whole universe always asks the question about identity and stuff. You got that being floated about now. You got a trans actor in there, or actress, whatever the hell they are, in there. You're gonna have all those nutballs going online, you know, all the freaks with the pronouns in their bios, and start going, see, Blade Runner was always queer coded, it was always about us, and blah blah blah. That's just gonna be like, really? But look, the show will probably visually look fantastic. You know, it's at Amazon, so it will have money. But it's the question of what the hell kind of story will it be? Limited series, of course, means it's probably only about 5 or 6 episodes, maybe even 4. But it's the question of, does anyone really care? I suppose we'll find out next year, or whenever a trailer for this thing comes out. So we'll keep an eye open for that. Let us know what you think of the idea of a Blade Runner limited series. Are you interested in this or not? Do let us know. What did you think of 2049 and, of course, even the original Blade Runner? We kind of leans into what we could expect for this show. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.